Hi, everybody. Mark Fury back again with another episode of what we used to call, for short, the Triangle Podcast. But this show continues to be a lawyer walks into a bar. Because it's the beginning of every joke you ever heard of. and we're just here to see how the joke ends. Right? I'm here with my outstanding co-hosts, the fabulous Wendy Hollywood, who's
Hello,
a little
everyone.
under the weather today.
I am. I made it, though.
You made it. And the moonlighting poet, Emmy Langford.
Hi.
She never shares her poetry.
This bit's starting to get old.
oh, it's just warming up. And our guest for today is Jeff Cleve, who, the minute I met him, and I won't say where I met him, but the minute I met him, I wanted to talk to him.
Not at a bar.
It was not at a bar.
The library.
But he was not at a library.
No.
But he was so generous and forthcoming, and he told me the most interesting thing, and I couldn't resist but invite him on the show. He told me that he is a
drinker,
which was an
kidding.
important qualification to be on this show. But he is a pirate impersonator, if I can use that.
Yeah.
In the summer months, and a Santa Claus impersonator, right?
Well,
personifier.
Personifier.
Let's go with personifier. There you go.
I like that.
He's a pirate personifier in the spring, and a Christmas
a Santa
personifier in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, from the time I met him 3 weeks ago to right now, the color of his hair and beard has changed from bright red piratey to bright white Santa Clausy. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciating the transmogrification.
Yes.
Now I can guess at where Santa comes in,
Yes.
and where I could find you as Santa. Where do you work as a pirate?
A lot of different places.
Okay.
I work with a pirate crew. We're known as Pirates of Fortune's Folly.
Okay.
And our backstory is basically that our ship ran aground hard, and now we are trying to figure out how to get it repaired. And then, so in the meantime, we go to different pirating events, and we perform little shows, little sketches there. My main part of is when we go to these events, they usually have costume contests, and I end up hosting most of the costume contests.
Because it's not even fun for you to challenge because they're not in your league, right?
Right.
I get that. That makes sense.
Well, also a lot of when we're doing the performing, the other actors who are very good and very funny, but they also really enjoy the sword fighting aspect of it, and the very well done with stage work, sword fighting. That's not who I am. I'm not the sword fighter. I'm the joke teller.
You're the MC.
Okay. So being the MC for the costume contests, I have a lot more fun talking to the contestants, finding out who they are, finding out what pirate they are, and what pirate saying that they really like, and that's where I have the most fun.
What's your pirate name?
Red Legs.
I love Red Legs. And then what's your pirate saying?
I don't want to be a pirate. They're making me be a pirate. I'm a Scottish pirate.
He's a Scottish pirate.
Were you Shanghaied?
Exactly. There was no one else that could do. The problem was nobody else on the ship could sail.
Okay.
So they took me in, and so they said, okay, so we need you to actually sail the boat. And
the boot,
yeah.
I love it.
Going in and out, and I'm here for
loving it.
Yeah, but I will say that I took the name from a pirate named Red Legs Greaves. I read about him, and he's a Scottish pirate, and he wears a kilt, and kilts are fun. So I wear a kilt.
Awesome.
And so, and what I'll tell people is that, well, since we've run aground, I can't, we're not doing any sailing.
Right.
If I'm not doing any sailing, I'm going to focus on the rum. Make sure that the rum's taken care of, make sure that it's all good, and not just, parts of the rum. I mean, the whole barrel from the top all the way down to the bottom, and all the parts in the middle. We make sure that that part's good too. I'll check it all the time, make sure it's up and ready to go. So when
Very
you say,
thoughtful.
what happened to the rum? That was
Where's the
me.
rum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's a good segue
hmm
between Jeff and Red Legs,
Yes,
because you did bring us a cocktail,
Oh,
a rum cocktail.
I did.
That unfortunately Wendy will not be partaking in today, but I'm drinking for two.
One of the
So-
few times you will never
Yeah,
see
this
me.
is a rare
Sorry
occasion.
about that.
That's
But
it's
can
not your
you
fault.
just for the bar nerds, can we break down what,
Yeah.
because it is delicious.
Basically,
Sorry, Wendy.
It's okay.
during there's a little bit of a backstory here. During COVID, I started like everybody started watching YouTube because I'm not doing any performing, I'm not acting anywhere, I'm not doing any pirate stuff. So I came across a YouTube channel called Spike's Breezeway, which is this gentleman who is his whole life is tiki. He does tiki drinks. He dresses in the whole Hawaiian shirts and the tiki, and he started making tiki drinks. And I'm like, wow, that looks like fun and delicious. And I grew up with Mai Tais, but basically Mai Tais was about the extent of the tiki drinks.
No, where did you grow up?
Hawaii.
Oh,
There's also a little. Okay, going back even further. Don't worry, we'll
no.
we'll
Well,
catch you now.
I've
an Air
got
Force
bookmarks.
brat.
Okay.
I'm an Air Force brat.
Oh,
Understood.
do take your time. See,
I've got more stories than you have time, so
we'll be the judge of that.
I am an Air Force brat.
Mhm.
And when my parents were stationed in England, that's where I was born, and was there for about 6 weeks because my father was already due to be transferred back to the States, but because of regulations at the time, certainly you couldn't bring an infant that was younger than 6 weeks old onto a plane. So,
So
they
let
had
me
to wait
stop
till I
for a
was
second.
6.
You were born in England,
Yes,
which is right near Scotland.
yes.
So
That's where I
probably-
picked up all of my accents. Yes.
I knew it.
How long did you live in England, or were you? Just
I was just there for like
for that first 6 weeks.
For the first
Okay.
6
I
weeks,
was making
and
sure.
then we moved back, and we've let my brother was born in Mississippi. My sister was.
Does he have a southern accent? Please tell me he has a southern
he does
accent.
not. He does
He
not.
doesn't have an English accent.
But he can have one if he wants one.
Right.
Well, isn't that the point?
Yes.
Isn't that the point?
Mhm.
You know, I should tell you this because your drink is working very well. That part of the purpose of our show is to establish that there are so few differences that matter.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also true.
My family, my father's family, is actually from the Caribbean, St. Thomas. And my grandfather grew up and migrated here from St. Thomas. And I have the lousiest St. Thomas accent. It's really pathetic. When I was younger, at 13 and 14, it was like halfway okay. But then if you don't keep it up, it gets terrible.
Do it.
Oh, I can't. It really sucks.
Have another sip.
Maybe
and then do it.
Maybe,
Please.
By the end of the drink.
but but the reason I bring it up is, when I was a corporate traveler, when I was a corporate attorney, and I've been to 40 of the 50 largest cities in America, and what I found was that the local employees absolutely hate the New York, New Jersey corporate drones that come in. They call them seagulls. They come in, eat all your food and shit on you, right? So they hate the corporate guys. But what I learned was that if you slow down just a little bit and don't use East Coast colloquialisms and you listen a lot, they'll forget where you're from. Tell you everything you want to know, which is how I kept my job for 10 years.
There you go.
But that's kind of true about a lot of things. Especially if you listen more than you speak. I am guilty of the other way around, speaking more than I listen. But
You have a pretty interesting voice. Do you have any musical background?
not really, no. My sister sings. She's in a band called Jeff Said No out in Hawaii.
But you're not the Jeff.
But
in
I'm not that Jeff. No.
Okay. That sounds like a song.
Yeah.
That's-
It does. I'm not
Jeff
that
said
Jeff.
yes.
But I said, being an Air Force brat, my father was eventually stationed at Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii. Now, one of the things, and it's when people move around a lot, especially for kids, they're like, nobody's going to know me. Nobody's going to want to be friends with me. And it is a fear that you always have for everyone. But the difference is that when you're a military brat, everyone else you meet is in the same situation. So your best friend could be moving tomorrow. You don't have those kind of like, oh, we're not going to be friends with this person because they haven't proven themselves. It's more of like, who's going to jump on the new guy to get them to be their friend for as long as possible?
Right.
So it's a different situation. And I also learned that humor was also a great way of making friends. And so I developed my humor, and part of that was also with accents and doing the English accent for whatever I needed to do it for that one. You know, because sometimes it's just, oh my goodness, I'm Sherlock Holmes tonight, and so I've got to walk around. Or maybe I'm not quite Sherlock Holmes. Maybe I'm another guy from out there.
So glad you brought this up. So here's an important question that I've been waiting to ask Jeff. You ladies don't know this, but I do believe that Jeff's wife performs with him from time to time.
She does, but mainly, she is Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
Said that was
She's not
qualified.
a wench.
She doesn't do the pirate stuff.
Okay.
She doesn't do the murder mystery shows.
You do murder mysteries too?
I do murder
We got to
mysteries.
come back to that. Mark that one. We got to come back to that.
I will do that. In fact, I work with 3 different murder mystery companies. So,
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
But go on about your wife.
I'll go on about no. So we still have stories I haven't finished, so we'll go back to that one. But,
We're good at that's
Okay.
that's really part of the theme
okay.
of this.
We're really tricky. We can get back.
Okay. Fair enough. I work for Magic Events, or with Magic Events, and the lady there, Desiree, is the one who hires me to go out and be Santa Claus and sometimes Uncle Sam at different events.
I just wanted you to know that for a second, when you said Uncle Sam, what I heard in my brain was Uncle Tom.
I knew you were
and
about
I
to
was
say
like,
that.
how would that work?
I'm still wondering how Uncle Sam works, because there's not really a personality behind Uncle Sam.
Not
Are you just walking around pointing at people?
kind of. I will. If I'm in a parade, I like to walk down and say, "Give me a Patriot Pound."
Oh, okay.
And so I get fist bumps
Okay.
from kids and
Yeah.
sometimes adults. And a Patriot Pound, Patriot Pound, Patriot Pound, and I just go. I like the alliterations.
I do too.
For Santa, if I'm going around, walking past a lot of people.
Yeah.
For the kids, I'll do give me a polar pound.
Okay, that's very cute.
Yeah.
It's better than give me a
How long
hello,
have you been
hello.
doing this?
What time is it? I've been doing this for a long time now.
Decades?
Different
Decades?
different.
Decades.
At least as far as for this is concerned, I've been doing a lot of this for over 10 years.
Over 10 years. Okay.
10, 15 years, closer to 15 years now, as well as whatever I did that little bit beforehand. Not as much, not as detailed, but 10, 15 years ago, is when I really started putting my full time into this. And that also includes puppetry.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
Punch and shooting.
Punch and shooting.
Oh, shut up. She wants to ask you a question.
He's behind you. Yeah, I can do all those too. I like this. But were you always performer, or were you always in the performing arts?
I've always acted up.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But of course, in high school, the friends I was with, we tended to gravitate towards this. And in high school, we did shows and things like that. The variety shows. Pretty much all of my friends, we watched Monty Python, Saturday Night Live, the original Not Ready for Primetime cast.
But how did you get your wife involved?
Oh, yeah.
Well, as I was saying, that Desiree said, do you know somebody who would want to be a Mrs. Claus? We've got an event coming up and we need a Mrs. Claus for
This
that.
is your booker.
Yes. I said, do you know somebody? And I happen to know a lot of performers, a lot of women performers. And they said, what do you say? Well, let me ask my wife if she might want to do that. And I said, and she's like, yeah, I would. Now, a young woman, Helen, had made my costume. She had gone to college to become a costume designer. And before she even graduated, I asked her if she would make a Santa outfit for me. And she agreed, make it towards my style. And she agreed, and it was beautiful. And then when we decided to do the Mrs. Claus, we went back to her and said, we want something that sort of works with my outfit. Obviously could stand alone. And she said, I'd love to. And so that's how she made my wife's.
So yours isn't a traditional Santa.
It's not,
It's
as you
got a
would
little
call,
twist.
it's more traditional than the American Santa.
Okay.
The Coca-Cola Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is more Father Christmas.
Okay.
There's a subtle difference in it.
More adornments, if I recall. Am I
Well,
right?
it's the coat is a lot longer.
Mhm.
It's a lot more festive in the colors.
What kind of hat? Tell me about the hat.
Well, I started off with, I didn't want a hat. I wanted a hood.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like. I wanted the hood. Unfortunately, more adults than kids missed the hat. They wanted the hat because it's like, well, it's just not Santa Claus without the hat. So I said, fine. And so I had her make a hat for me, which goes, and sometimes I'll even have the hood and the hat at the same time.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah,
Especially if it's cold.
exactly.
Now it's practical.
Yeah, exactly. And it does get cold out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
So she made one for my wife, and then we started doing different country clubs. And last year was our first year we started doing the New Hope train.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know what that is.
Have you been to New Hope?
It's right across the bridge.
Okay.
I'm not sure which bridge. But
I mean,
it's
I've
like,
heard it. I've
you
seen it
know,
on signs, I
It's,
feel
it's
like.
like in Pennsylvania or
Okay.
something. And
There's a
it's
train.
really
You
trendy.
would like it.
I love a train.
Well, the whole
train.
town
You
is
would like
trendy.
the whole.
Yeah.
The whole town is
Okay.
trendy.
Oh, very much.
Okay.
Very much.
I'm
Yeah.
going to New Hope.
And very LGBTQ positive.
Even better.
Yes.
So
I also do the train, the seashore train down in the, I'm going to say the Cape May area, but it's really kind of north of Cape May. But there's a train down that area, and I have worked on
Oh,
that
wow.
train as well.
Right off of Route 9.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Cold Spring Village, like that
Oh.
area.
Not too far from there, but yeah,
All
the
right.
Tuckahoe.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I've been doing Santa for them, and then I'm now doing Santa for New Hope as well. And like I said, a few country clubs. It really gets tight around this time because everybody says, oh, we need a Santa, when they should have been saying back in
July.
Yeah.
in July or May even. I will tell you this, some places will say, we want you to be our Santa right, next year.
Mhm.
We're hiring you again for next year.
Yeah.
So
That should be-
So I just realized I have so many questions about
I have
this.
so many answers.
Okay, good. Now you seem like you're doing more. Why are you? Stop it. I'm sorry.
No, I just can't wait to hear what the questions
Well,
are.
I mean, come on. Are you
I
not
just wanna
curious?
know. I want to know.
So you seem like you do more of like the elite Santa gigs, I would think. It doesn't sound like, do you do mall?
No.
Like, yeah, exactly. Now, is there a Santa hierarchy among the
That is a
To
great
be honest with you,
Thank
I don't
you.
know. I don't know.
Oh, so you don't know.
Okay,
I've-
wait a minute.
Sure.
I'm going to make this call. There is clearly a Santa hierarchy.
Yes.
must be.
And the reason that you don't know is that you are
Yeah.
so
So
far
far up.
above.
You're like,
okay?
oh,
Yes.
what?
You don't-
Those people
You look
down
down.
there? I'm
yeah,
not
you
sure.
don't even know.
They look like ants. to
There
me.
is literally a guy.
Fire ants.
There's literally a guy standing on a corner in every city in America right now, freezing his, what's off.
Yeah, there's no like, you're not
in
the
the hope that
Salvation
you'll give-
Army Santa.
Yeah, for 5 cents for the Salvation Army, exactly.
Right.
Right.
Now,
You're
to be honest
the
with
other
you,
guy.
I always assumed, and once again, it's an assumption, and we all know the punchline for that
Yes,
joke.
we do.
That the person who was doing that was actually part of the Salvation Army, and this was their job. They're not a
sure.
Santa that's hired to do that.
No, but
That's
it's more
somebody
fun
who
to
said,
think of it
"I
that
will
way."
be the Santa for this."
I'm going to help you out now.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you again, your tiki drink was excellent. So
I agree.
anything that I say now, I will disavow later. And
Well, it's a good thing we're not recording this.
yeah, there you go. There you go. My bartender friends, to whom I tell everything, usually because I'm drunk by then, they know that I play the saxophone. And I've been playing the saxophone since a little boy. I've played the saxophone all my life. I play what people refer to as jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And I have even been paid for it.
Yay.
But there's definitely a hierarchy to jazz saxophonists, right? I might be kind of near the middle. I get paid as often as not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's guys, I literally went to an award show yesterday for a person who's familiar to our cast, right? And the music entertainment was a guy with a soprano saxophone and a bunch of music tracks. And one of the ladies, I have to give color here. The room was 300 people of color, right? And I was sitting at a table of 12 with 8 ladies of color who were my age or older. The lady next to me was 82. She looks better than I do right now, but that's not the point. The point is that the lady across the table from me noted that I wasn't cheering for the solo soprano saxophone player. She said, "Oh, I would go see him anywhere." And the lady who I was the guest of said, "He plays himself." That wasn't satisfactory to her. So when the music broke, I said, "I've been playing since I was 6, and I'm old enough to be his dad. So before I can tell you whether he's any good, he and I would have to sit down and talk." And then she accepted that, that I had a reason for not jumping out of the chair. So that's a long way of saying that you're probably in the higher echelons of Santa personifiers in the whole world. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it right now.
Wow.
Well, who's going to say no? So
I'm a former mayor. I get to proclaim things.
you can. This is a proclamation.
It's a proclamation.
A mayoral proclamation.
There's a gentleman I know who works in the greater Philadelphia area who just last weekend started the New Hope train. His name is Chuck Gill. And as far as I know, he is like the number one Santa in the greater area. I worked with him before. He's a wonderful person. I love him to death. He, because of other obligations, murder mystery in particular, I could not work on the train this weekend. This weekend or last weekend was the first weekend of the train. I couldn't do it. My wife could. So she went without me to be Mrs. Claus, and her Mr. Claus was Chuck.
Do you know where I'm going right now? Bad Santa.
Oh no,
Mrs. Santa's sister.
Oh no, you do love that movie.
I do.
But
any hard feelings about that?
Oh God, no.
No, okay.
Absolutely no.
It's a
Chuck
safe
is
space.
Chuck is a wonderful human being. I've worked with him. I did a show with him a few years ago. A take on the Three Little Pigs. In that, another one of my best friends, he was the pig. A couple of ladies were the other 2 pigs, and another guy was the wolf, who was a very timid, shy, anti-wolf wolf, And my character was the turkey vulture. Yeah, and he wanted the turkey vulture to be the as he called it, the Euro trash. And I was the turkey. I said, "I am the turkey buzz. I am the turkey buzzard. Gobble gobble." And we need to get the pigs because the pigs are very delicious, and you would love to eat the pigs. And so I will get the wolf to go and capture the pig. And of course, terrible things happen. And yeah. And it none of it worked out. So
at any point, was there a gerbil joke?
No.
Put in there, because I feel like that was that wrong?
That might have been bad.
Sorry.
That's the German gobble gobble.
Yeah, that could have been, but no.
From a particular era, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there'll be another story later on. But no, I was, so they needed, so Chuck had come to me and said, I really want you to play this part of the, and I said, absolutely. I'd be thrilled to do it. I think the rehearsals were much more fun than the actual performances that we did. We had so much fun during those rehearsals, coming up with our own jokes, ad-libbing. His one of the key phrases for the turkey buzzard was easy peasy. So I had to put in lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so,
Of course.
we just had to put that in there.
Well, let me ask both of you. And this is just a bald attempt to get Wendy Hollywood warmed up. So don't tell her. Okay. But what is the preparation process that you go through before you go on stage, before you start your part? Because my theory has always been there's nobody who's more on stage than a first-class bartender. I've watched both these ladies.
Correct.
I've watched both these ladies have to literally paint on their smiley faces, if I could say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to spend 6, 7, maybe 8 hours not knowing who their audience is or why they're here or what they want or what kind of mood they're in. But they have to be able to be the same person and yet react to every single change from the audience.
I would say it's probably not the same person. I think that's the hardest part is you kind of have to be someone different. Not all the time.
But I'm saying the person that the persona that you adopt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mine changes with every guest that walks in the door.
For the most part, unless they're like regulars.
But what do you tell yourself 10 minutes before your shift starts? Knowing that you're
I
going to
don't
have to
know because I've done this so long.
Yeah, it's just
I just go in and it's just on repeat.
through the motions.
Not even motions. I mean, I've met a lot of great people doing it. My counterpart being one. I guess you too.
I guess.
Yeah.
You said great.
But guest,
Met some okay people.
guest wise, you meet people from all walks of life. And for me, I've told you this, treat them all the same way. You don't know if it's their only day out for the year, what they're going through. So
this could be their last dollar they're spending.
Could be.
Hope not. But
hope not, but sometimes it is, right?
Yeah, I think you have to change depending because people want different things. I call my situation the Emily Show. And if you've ever worked with me or seen me bartend, you're very aware of the Emily Show. But not everyone wants that. So I like to be, I'm very in your face. I'm very, let's have a good time. What's your name? Hey, I like your nails. Where'd you get that? What do you know? You want to try this? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to make something different for you. No, if you don't like it, we're not going to drink it. I like to dance around and have a good time. But not everybody wants that when they come sit down at a bar. Some people are literally coming to drown their sorrows. The last thing they want is my, gap tooth in your face.
Probably
like
pee on the floor.
We're not going to discuss that. It didn't happen at our bar. We have heard tell of it fairly recently.
We did have a regurgitation at the bar.
Oh, that's somehow worse than the actual word that happened.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was there for that one. I saw it.
Somebody fell ill at our bar, shall we say?
Yes.
So I'll help you out. I'll tell you this.
Okay.
As an attorney,
yes,
right? A trial attorney. I have to get up in the morning on court days and talk myself into the suit, right? And I have to affix the gentlemanly, friendly persona.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, because I don't want to piss the judge off unless he's clearly out to piss me off, in which case I want him to know that behind this friendly face is someone that is just as mean and probably meaner. And knowing that in between, I'm going to meet somebody in the hallway that either wants a lawyer or had a lawyer once or heard of a lawyer, but they want to talk to me. So I guess what I'm asking is about performance preparation in all these cases, because to me, more than anybody that I can think of, these professions are more performance-based, acting-based, whatever you want to call it, than certainly a doctor or even a salesman. A salesman thinks they're an actor. They're not an actor. They're just reading lines.
A really good salesman is a good actor, but those are not.
So a
You're
really
common
good,
everywhere.
a really good salesman, I imagine, and I'm sure because of this, we'll have to have a salesman on. I don't know where we could find a salesman who would want to be on our show.
I don't know either.
If you happen to think of one, would you let me know, please?
I sure will.
Because a salesman, the only thing that a salesman has to sell is his sincerity.
Mhm.
I really want you to have this solution for the problem that you've told me that you had that I know you can't afford, right? So I want you to know that even though I know you can't afford it, and it probably won't solve your problem, I really want you to have it. That's all the sincerity they have to generate. Whereas a bartender has to sit there and convince somebody, I'm happy to stop the world and ignore the 30 drink tickets coming out of my machine at the end of the bar so that I can hear you tell me one more time how your wife left you or your dog just won't get potty trained or your kids think you're a jerk, right? So all that is to say, I can't imagine the stuff you hear with 3-year-olds on your lap if you ever do that.
So that's what I was. Do you do
Yeah.
that part of it, like the what?
I have done that.
Mhm.
One of the things that what I do is we have to make sure that we go fairly quickly because especially on the train, because on the train we have a very limited amount of time. So I look to see how many people that we have and I have to judge how much time I can spend with each person and try to get done with half of the people at the halfway point because the train goes out and then it comes back. But I can't let anybody feel as if I'm ignoring them and that they don't have my full attention at that moment. And there's a lot of kids that are very shy and they don't want to talk to Santa. They may be like really excited to see Santa. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go see Santa. And I get all day long, he's been excited to see Santa. And now that he's seeing Santa, nothing.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen. So the first thing I do when I see a child like that, as I reassure them, I said, it's okay. You don't go on the naughty list for being shy.
Oh,
That's a nice thing to say.
Well, I also say, and a lot of things that people think of that, and it's that, the Santa Claus is coming to town song. It's like, look, you don't go on the naughty list for being shy. You don't go on the naughty list for being scared. You don't go on the naughty list for being sad or being angry because being angry is it's your emotions. You're allowed to have your emotions. Now, what you do when you're angry is different.
I think
But being
best
angry,
Santa ever.
but being angry does not put you on the naughty list because sometimes people get angry.
Get angry.
You just want to punch something. So you go punch a pillow, you go punch, and that's fine. Sometimes you just need to leave the area. Sometimes you just need I'm really angry. I need to go leave and so I can calm down. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly okay to do that and come back and calm down. Being angry doesn't put you. And I've had more than one parent, I've heard them say, you don't get on the naughty list for being angry. And the parent said, see, I told you.
Oh.
Wow.
And I love that because I don't want people to think that they have to avoid their emotions. So you better not pout. You better not cry. You better not shout. I'm telling you why. It's kind of like, no. Also, I'm not watching you all the time. That's just really weird.
We're here to debunk that myth for
Yeah.
all the children.
And as far as, and the big thing is the elf on the shelf. And the elf on the shelf is there to make sure that you're not being naughty. And I said, okay, you may have noticed that the elves are kind of mischievous. They kind of go around. Sometimes if you can't find them, you might find them in the freezer trying to eat your ice cream. Yeah, they're there to make sure that you're behaving. But remember, the bar is set very, very low.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like those elves are trying to frame the children.
sometimes, and I'm like,
ice cream.
because I have heard that sometimes the kids get very, very paranoid around when the elves are out. They get very paranoid that like, oh no, I've got to be on my best behavior or something. And so I like to reassure them. It's like, No, they're probably going to be naughtier than you are because they like to have fun. That's not really naughty. That's just having fun. There's a difference between being silly and being naughty. Being silly is not being naughty, and so sometimes kids are like, you can sort of like see that they're a little bit, they feel a little bit better.
Right. You realize this whole time kids are living under the assumption of a police state by
Right.
Santa.
Yes, actually, some of them.
The thought police are
Yeah. It's
ho,
like,
ho, ho.
Yeah.
What I tell people as what I've determined after 40 years as a lawyer is this, that all feelings are real.
Mhm.
They're not all justified.
That's very true.
If you take a person who is certifiably insane and they spent all their time restrained in a straitjacket because otherwise they'll scratch their skin off because they believe bugs are crawling on them, the feeling that bugs are crawling on them is real. It is not justified. There are, in fact, no bugs crawling on them. But sometimes it's a large leap between what people feel and the actual justification. So I love what you're saying. You're telling kids from the beginning, this fear of the Santa police state is not really justified. We can relax on that.
Absolutely.
I'm in control of the entire Santa police force, and I'm not sending them out to get you.
Oh yeah.
I have two questions. One is, how does your wife enjoy being Mrs. Santa? And the second question that you can answer at the same time is, does she get jealous not being Mrs. Pirate?
I'm going to answer the second one first because it's the easiest one. No. She's like, go do your thing. Okay. You want to be a pirate? By all means, go be a pirate. As far as the Mrs. Claus, this is really the only real kind of performing things that she does.
What does she do when she's not performing?
Okay. She's a lawyer.
Should have known.
However, she
awesome.
doesn't practice law.
Even better. Good for her. I aspire to be her one day.
She works for an insurance company, and her job is to audit other lawyers. At least that's the simplification of it. There's a lot more that goes on into it. But so when they work for the insurance company and they present bills and things like that, she makes sure that everything is they're not asking for to be paid for things that they're not due.
The lease of the Gulfstream 5 to go to Boca Raton for the weekend is not among the things that we're supposed to be paying for.
Exactly. And things like that. And also that when they bill the insurance company for their services, that they're also doing it the right way through the proper channels, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, all that kind of stuff. So that's really what she does. But she does have a law license, and it is still current.
You would probably be entertained by the proposition that some people think that lawyers aren't always honest, open, and above board.
No.
You never heard that, did you?
Okay. This is my favorite lawyer joke.
Oh, God.
I know. Why is it that New Jersey has all of the toxic waste dumps and California has all of the lawyers?
I don't know.
New Jersey had first pick.
I can live with that.
I said this. I have also found that lawyers have the best lawyer jokes because they've heard them all and they know which ones
It's personal. It's personal. It's like you have your favorite jazz tune and nobody can talk you out of it.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's kind of like that.
Now, I have a question. I didn't know pirates were a big thing in this area.
Yeah. I knew that some of my friends were doing pirate stuff, but until I got involved, I didn't know where Ren fairs are really big.
Okay, that's right.
And there's a huge crossover between pirates and Ren fairs.
Okay.
Just for the record, so people who don't know, a Ren fair is short for
Renaissance Festival.
There you go.
So yes, there are several big, especially in Lancaster's huge Renaissance Festival, and there's some mini ones all around the area, and a lot of them have pirates. Now, pirates, the golden age of piracy, does not overlap the classic Renaissance era. However, that doesn't stop people from putting them together. People love pirate, the classic Golden Age and the romanticized version of the Golden Age pirates, not the reality of it, the romanticized version of it.
May I offer you?
Yes.
Everybody knows 1492, Columbus sailed this ocean blue. Everybody knows that in 1604, Queen Elizabeth passed away. That's the Shakespeare era. The Golden Age of pirates is actually after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the mid 1700s.
Right. But for 200 years anyway, for 200 years, people glom that all together.
Yes.
Well,
And
because they were around, but the golden age of piracy, I think, is really where it's the romantic characters that you have. But
Well, Sir Walter
Elizabeth had
Raleigh
her
and
privateers
Drake
and
were
all the-
actually pirates. They
Yeah.
just had Queen Elizabeth's
Money.
yeah,
permission.
but it is so much.
But the Pirates of the Caribbean is more like 1700, right?
yeah,
Yes.
1717. Like
So,
kind
yes, Edward Teach, a.k.a.
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
There you go.
Yeah.
of- Were you a pirate nerd too growing up? I was a pirate nerd. I
Did
was
you
one of
watch
those.
the show Black Sails on Stars?
Oh, I always meant to.
that is, get it,
but people
watch
love.
it.
I know.
It's
I don't
so
have
good.
Star,
Watch it.
but I can.
I don't have it anymore, but
I can.
A
I can find
lot of
ways
that
around.
has to do with the fictional story of Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, even more
A
fun.
lot of and a little crossover between reality and the fiction.
That's all we're asking for.
And it's fun. And like I said, it's the golden age of piracy. Piracy has been around since there's been people going out to sea.
Mhm.
There has been piracy well before the golden age of piracy. The most prolific, the most successful pirate that there ever was I'm going to mess this up because I haven't looked it up. Chang Shi.
I was just about to say the woman, the China.
Chang Shi.
Yeah,
She's
she's
from China.
incredible.
Yeah. She had like over 1,000 ships that she controlled, plus all of the crew that was on it. And it was all part of China. And she was, without question, the most successful and the most powerful pirate there ever was.
She died of old age.
Yes.
Do you know how crazy that is? How crazy that is to die of
And
old age
I
as a
will
pirate?
tell, when I'm talking about pirates, that's one of the first
I
things I
can't
mentioned.
believe you stepped on the lead. She was a she
Well,
in
yeah.
a world of vicious men.
Mhm.
That's only ever news to men.
This is the first this is the first thing I usually say when I talk about pirates. When I talk about pirates, there was a fear of having women on board ships. They didn't want to. It's like, oh no, it's bad luck to have a woman on board a ship. That's bad luck. And I said, yeah, there's a really good reason why that is, and that is because the women will show off will show up the men. Because if you know anything about Anne Bonny and Mary Read, you know that they were fighters and they were strong and they were powerful, and the men on Calico Jack Rackham's ship were caught down below drunk, and that's how they were captured. Where Anne Bonny and Mary Read were the only two that were actually fighting. And had they had a little bit more help, they might have been able to escape the Royal Navy and not have been captured and hung. But both Mary Read and Anne Bonny, their fates are unknown. They may have very easily have escaped from the Hangsman's noose.
Because they don't have all the records for that. I did not. I only knew Santa was coming. I didn't know I was also getting a pirate. This is
Scottish
Santa brought me a pirate. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I have another Santa question though that I can't get out of my mind.
Sure.
What's the weirdest thing a kid's ever said to you? Like asked for, or weirdest, or
really-
even if it's not like a request, like do they just?
I've had kids ask, can they have an elf?
Oh.
Can I have an elf? And I say, no, because I don't own any elves.
I was gonna. Well, yeah, that feels like.
Yeah. And I explained, no, the elves are not with Santa because I own them. They're free to come and go as they want. They're there because they want to be there, not because I own them. Because there's laws against that, which I happen to agree with. So we believe also all the elves don't necessarily have to live in the North Pole. We have the ability to have elves everywhere. And elves are called different things in different places. Leprechauns are elves.
Oh yeah.
The Menahunis in Hawaii are elves. There's elves everywhere.
Would Oompa Loompas be elves?
Yeah, that would be a kind of an elf.
Oh yeah.
But they're, yes, exactly. So I don't, also the one thing that really blows their mind about,
Elves?
not about the
Oh,
elves,
sorry.
but the children,
The
it
children,
blows their
right.
mind is that all of the reindeer are female except for Rudolph.
Is he the only one that
I am
has?
so sorry you came back to this. I was going to let it go. But you were saying that the reason that female pirates are fabulous because they would upshow the men.
Yeah.
That is not the reason that they're dangerous. That is not the reason. If there is one woman and many men, the woman rules. Period, exclamation point. Because the men will fight for her favor every single time.
And what are the men not doing while they're fighting for her favor?
Well, let's think about it. I'm gonna
does this have to do with
press you
Rudolph?
further. I'm gonna
Nothing
suggest
else.
that half the men will then become willing to kill the other half for her favor. So some of the men are going to become better fighters. Some of them are going to die. And men figure out after a while, you know what? This is not a game we can win. So that's why they avoid female leadership. But what do I know?
That is
I'm thinking,
Yeah, we'll
most
do
definitely
that.
part of it. But when you start talking about all of the women who are known pirates, and how powerful and strong that they have been, and how they have shown up men.
Well, I'm not doubting that they men. I'll give you my example.
I think it's the reasoning is what you
Queen
were-
Elizabeth chose to be the virgin queen, even though she had a rip-roaring love life for 50 freaking years, because as long as she held herself out as above the temptation, everybody would do exactly what she said.
Well, and if she had brought on a man, then it wouldn't matter what she was saying.
Then she wouldn't even count
Right.
because they would automatically shift to
Mm-hmm.
the man's gaze, as you would say, right? Or as you might say. So it was is excellent, brilliant political choice because as long as a woman is unclaimed, every man wants her.
And don't forget the wonderful
let's
pirate
be
Grace
honest
O'Malley.
here, though. When women are claimed, men still want them.
Oh, want them more? They just don't like knock on the front door anymore.
No, they knock on the back door.
They knock on the back door. And you know what? Pirates are famous for that. Pirates are famous. See, Santa Claus comes down the chimney. But pirates,
That's a whole other door.
pirates come in the back door. Did I say that out loud? I can't believe I said that.
You said tons of stuff out loud. I was about to ask you another question.
Oh, I just want to go back to this
Please
really
do,
fast.
because I know
for the reindeer thing.
Yes, that's what it was. Thank you.
Reindeer, which are not like the deer, they're caribou. They're not like white-tailed deer that you see around this area. Reindeer, the male reindeer lose their antlers around November. So many of them are starting to lose their antlers right about now. Female keep their antlers well into the winter. The young males will keep their antlers into the winter. But mature males will lose their antlers. So if you look at Santa's reindeer with all of the antlers, in order to have antlers, they have to be female.
Well, okay.
And Rudolph, being very young, still has his antlers. And that's how I tell the kids why the reindeer are all female. And not just to take my word for it, they need to look that up as well.
Give them homework.
Yes.
I love.
Yes.
Appreciate.
You can, and it's like, you can Google that. It's in there. And when I tell them that, it's one of those things, I'm telling them a truth that is not that widely known. And once they look it up and they realize, oh my goodness, he must be Santa Claus because he knows. He knows
Right,
things.
so then I have a question then, Santa.
Sure.
Does Rudolph's red nose indicate that he's an alcoholic?
No, he's too young.
No,
Way too
but
young.
I'll tell you what, it does. I will say it absolutely works. It makes Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the lore, the myth, the song, makes so much more sense. Bunch of mean girls.
Yep.
Bunch of mean
Yep.
girls, these fucking bitches.
Although I will, I
Dancer
will
and
tell you that.
Prancer and Donner and Vixen.
Listen, just like, you can't sit with us.
And
You
you're in the
can't.
front.
What?
We worked hard for this.
That's it.
God.
I'll also say that the
You
movie,
red noser.
the
Instead of a brown noser.
the little cartoon.
Yeah, the
stop
Hanna-
action.
the
Yeah,
Hanna-Barbera.
Raskin.
Yeah, Ralph Baskin. Thank
Ralph
you.
Baskin,
The
yeah.
one we watch every year.
Yeah, of
With the
course.
Bumble
I
and
hate,
the
I hate that. I hate that.
Do you hate that one
I
because they're
hate
all
that
boys?
one.
Or just
No. I hate that one because of Santa.
I don't remember Santa that well in it. I'm thinking of all
Neither
the
The first time he comes in, he sees Rudolph, and he sees Rudolph with that red nose, and he tells him, "Oh, you got to do something about that. We got to cover that
Oh,
up."
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
said-
he does. He covers it all.
And I'm like,
Oh.
"Oh no, Santa would never do that. Santa accepts everyone for who they are. You don't." It's like, what if Rudolph didn't have a leg? Would he say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but no, Rudolph can't
Abel
do-"
is Santa.
Just put a
Yeah.
stick on there.
Why, why would
stick on the
that?
leg. A peg
Santa
leg.
would not
Back to pirates.
say if he would love the child, he would love
That is a
everybody
brilliant insight.
unconditionally. And here we have a Santa that is putting conditions on his
Right.
affection.
So quick question.
That's why I
I'm
just like
almost certain that thing was done in the late 50s or early 60s.
it. Oh
right?
yes,
Right.
yes.
So we assume it's reflecting norms of that time.
Unfortunately,
Right. So, because it's my job to make this conversation as confusing as possible, are there similarly things that are attending the pirate myth that in hindsight you would change?
no, because
Pirates.
we're talking about first off actual pirates.
There's more
We're bad
pirates.
people. They are just
They're
bad
criminals.
criminal people.
We want to know if Rudolph didn't have a leg and we made it a peg leg,
Yes.
would Rudolph be a pirate?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would be a pirate during certain times of the years. Other than that, he'd probably work at the IHOP.
Okay.
IHOP.
I'm sorry, I had to put
I
in
get it,
a
I get
pirate.
it,
Okay,
I
I
get
wasn't
it.
sure. Your reaction wasn't big enough.
Yes.
I had to make sure.
It took me a second, but I get it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. With Eileen and Peg.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Once
Drowning
again.
in puns.
Once again.
You don't know the depth.
I
of the
no.
pun.
I can feel that. I got
Yeah.
that energy from you, loud and clear, Jeff. With our last remaining just about 10 minutes, I have a question. You said something at the top of this, which I wasn't sure if you were kidding or not. We met like a month ago and decided, or have you guys actually known each other?
I met
literally
3 weeks ago.
How did
4
we?
weeks ago.
I want to know the
I
origin
was
story of how
afraid of
Jeff
this.
came to be sitting
Yeah,
next
I'll
to me
let you
today.
go.
We were at the gym.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Not at a bar.
No.
Love.
We
If
were
I
at the
remember
gym.
correctly, the sauna.
Yes.
You have no idea how much this is actually the real flow through for our every episode we've recorded so far has been this damn sauna. Okay. So
You get the best stories from naked men in a sauna. Or nearly naked men. in some cases.
naked enough.
I had a towel.
Yeah.
I can confirm that.
So we're
So some men don't wear towels in the sauna.
You know, I haven't seen that. There are guys who will wear towels and nothing else, but I have not seen any guy who felt so free
Oh,
as to come in, bare ass naked.
I would do that, however, they frown on it.
Right. I
Literally.
think it's more about maybe
It's not me, it's them. I don't want to make
Them
other
the man
people
or them the store.
I don't want to make other people uncomfortable.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Even though it's a sauna and that's kind of like
yeah,
the point
it's
of
what
the
you're
sauna.
supposed. Yeah, you're,
Yeah, I know, but people are good. Nowadays, people are like, I have seen people walk into the sauna in full sweatpants,
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
shirt, a hoodie with a hoodie
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
completely like the only skin that's exposed are their hands and their face, and that's it.
There's not
So,
the point.
and,
of
and
sauna.
I attribute that to people who were high school wrestlers who were poorly advised about weight loss right before a match.
True.
Yes.
You know?
Now, my brother lives in Thailand, and he has seen when he goes to Phuket or the beach area there, men and women go into the ocean in full suits
Mhm.
because they don't want to be tan. Because
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
being poor means that you are tanner because you labor outside.
it's an old
And-
stereotype
Yes.
that
And,
persists.
and I'm just glad that it has nothing to do with the history of piracy in the Western seas.
I mean, it can.
It might.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find a way to connect
oh,
it.
it's not even hard.
But we won't. No, it's not.
not even
I
even
will
hard.
say that traditionally on pirate ships, when they were out to sea, clothing was worn at a minimum
Mhm.
because clothes were not that easy to come by, and you didn't want to get them all stained because there's a lot of things, just the deck alone, because of the pitch that's in the deck to keep things watertight.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets on your clothes, will stain it for good. So if you want to keep your clothes relatively clean, you don't wear them. So you wear a minimal amount and sometimes nothing at all in order to do the ship, because you want your clothes for when you get on land.
So now here's my question: is
Sure.
and is that the reason that in all movie and television portrayals of the captain, he's always the one that has the most clothes on?
It's usually the reason the captain has those big broad coats is because that was to establish that you were some sort of an aristocrat, that you were very wealthy, and that was to show other people how well off you were. And so the captains would have those big coats, regardless of the heat. That had nothing,
Yeah.
if you were smart, you wouldn't wear that much heavy broadcloth. You would wear something closer to what a Calico Jack was considered wearing, with a calico and being much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
They wore those big, thick coats and suffered through that heat because they wanted everybody to say, oh my goodness, that guy's really successful. Look at the clothes he's wearing.
And in
He
the
must
meantime,
be in charge.
In the
Yes.
meantime, he's suffering
Yes.
the same thing, not to start trouble that we don't really do here on the show, but the same thing being true for the antebellum South,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So always a challenge, but I'm glad we don't talk about politics.
I was going to say we
religion,
got
or sociology
3 minutes left of this
Here.
podcast.
Yeah.
Let's
here on our very,
pick up on
very
that.
neutral and center.
And I don't think I finished my original story.
You really didn't, which was being an Air Force brat
Yes.
in Hawaii
Yes.
and finding
I
tiki.
can now let you in on the trick. We never let you finish. We just bring you back.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
I will be happy. I would
There
be
you go.
happy to come
It's
back.
our
I would
trick,
be
man.
happy to
That's
come
what we
back.
do.
yeah. When we get closer, I mean, you might be busier the closer we get to.
We
The
can
holidays.
do
The
right
holidays.
after the holidays, and we can hear the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right?
I'd be happy to do
You
that.
don't have a New Year's Eve character, do you?
No, I don't.
You're not the New Year's baby.
I would. I think with this right here, the beard and all, I'd be closer to the old man.
Well, so
Father
I'm
time.
glad you said
All the
that.
time.
I'm glad you said that, because I can imagine a day when you come in here and tell us stories with your beard, from the old man transitioning to the new year,
Mm-hmm.
right up to Abe Lincoln. I think you should consider some Abe Lincoln work. think
I
you
might.
deserve
Just
it.
Well,
Abe
the
Lincoln.
thing about Abe Lincoln, he doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a pass on that. I don't think.
Okay.
I think.
Although to be fair, I do Uncle Sam with
Yeah.
a full beard, and Uncle Sam just usually has just the goatee, not even a full Van Dyke.
Really.
The Van Dyke includes the mustache
No, he did.
and
yeah,
the
there's
beard.
No,
He just had the little beard
Mhm.
puff,
yeah.
which is considered the Van Dyke, and that's all he had. He didn't
Yeah.
have the full goatee, let alone the full beard. And
Visual.
I usually do Santa with.
Well,
I'll
true,
do
yeah.
Uncle Sam with the full beard.
Yeah, I mean, people still know.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
it's the outfit really helps.
The,
Yeah.
hat, the hat makes a difference,
The
right?
hat makes a huge
Not to
difference.
mention the Patriot Pound.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
That
that was a
Patriot
good
Pound.
callback.
And
That
the Paul.
was a good callback.
Thank
Very
you.
well We are thrilled to have had you. We'll
Thank
have
you so
back.
much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
this is-
We want, we
yeah.
want to hear how the season went.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Sorry. I
No,
hope
no, no,
You're
I-
willing.
I'm absolutely,
We're
yeah.
committed
Yeah.
to bringing you back because I still have too many questions.
I have a lot of answers.
It's yeah.
Perfect.
All
Alrighty.
right.
Well,
Oh yeah. Here, cheers.
cheers.
Here,
Oh.
cheers with the water, Wendy.
The water.
All right. And this thing is strong as all hell, so I appreciate you.